And on first down, that's a much better job by the defense, as they only give up about 2 yards or maybe possibly 3.
And veterans finding, so you had a little rail route up on the top side as the top receiver comes inside on the slant. Inside receiver goes out for the go. And Gilpin decided to hit that slant as it was wide open and get a big chunk of yards here, setting up 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. And
Gilpin quickly tries to find another receiver on the far sideline, and he overshoots him. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Of course, there's plenty of time on the clock with 2:25. The Patriots with 2 timeouts. The Wolverines have yet to call a timeout. They have all 3 remaining.
And so their defense, has been doing a good job this round, but they have been giving up those 10-yard runs, those 10-yard passes, and this time they gave up that long pass, but a good job here for that incomplete, and the Wolverines will now take one of their first timeouts.
Yeah, I think that's a good timeout. The Wolverines are going to talk about it, and if anything else, it gives them a break. It gives them a breather. They know the importance of this series right before the half, as they don't want to fall any further. And of course, as we mentioned a couple times, they will receive the ball to open up the 3rd quarter, so they need to have something positive going into the half, and a defensive stop would do it, possibly a quick strike, and then if they can open the second half with another score, they could cut the lead in half and make a game of it.
So, the best scenario here is for them to end up with a turnover. So exactly, coach is talking to them, you need to find that receiver, cut in front of him, get that ball, put yourself in a position where you can make that turnover. And on the defensive line side, you need to get to that quarterback and contain the edge because, again, they've been having a lot of success around that edge.
And here we go. After the timeout, Gilpin rolls out to his right, avoids a tackler, gets past the line of scrimmage, and will head out of bounds. Of course, a smart, heady play right there by Gilpin, not only picking up valuable yards, but stopping the clock.
And they had a good seal off that right edge of the offense. As you saw the linebacker come out through the outside and defensive end right there, but there was about a 4-yard gap that Gilpin exposed, able to shoot up through there and run upfield to stop the clock, setting up 3rd and 4.
It will be 3rd and 4 after a 4-yard pickup by Gilpin. And he's got 3 receivers to his left. He looks that way. Now he's going to try to scramble. Good job by the secondary. Finally, Gilpin gets it to, no, they're going to say it's an incomplete pass. He was trying to wing it out to Mikey Garcia, and that ball hits the floor before it is caught. So that'll bring up a 4th down for the Patriots.
So that was a low snap and a low throw, both hitting the ground. Fortunate for the Wolverines there. It does stop the clock, but it sets up a 4th and 4. And looks as if Memorial is going to go ahead and go for the veterans here, taking their chances with 2:12 left on the clock.
Yeah, you don't want anybody to get behind you. That's a secondary thought right now. And Gilpin fires right across the seam right there. A great pitch and catch. And the Wolverines had an opportunity to get out of this drive. Instead, it's a big pickup on 4th down by the Patriots.
And just a tough play there for the linebacker there. As you drop back into your zone, you got to keep your head on a swivel, look for anybody coming across. And number 1 does an excellent job, come across and find that little bubble in between the defender and the linebacker. Gilpin able to drop it in there for that 1st down, Javi.
That's right. And on 1st down, Gilpin rolls to his right. Plenty of time, find a little bit of pressure, eludes that defender. And again, just a simple scramble out of bounds, and smartly gets out of bounds.
Yeah, and we're seeing the defense starting to put their hands to their side. And Gilpin giving the defensive line a run for their money as he keeps them on their toes, going left to right, east to west, and then, putting the gas on, moving north and south, getting those positive yards.
And on 2nd down, Gilpin with a give up the middle, and a big hole and a big bruising run right there. That'll get the Veterans Patriots inside the 5-yard line, and that'll be another 1st down. In fact, they'll mark them right at the 5. It'll be 1st and goal for the Veteran Patriots.
So number 5, Adrian Salinas, a senior for Veterans Memorial, taking it to the 5-yard line, setting up a new set of downs, 1st and goal here. Veterans will have 4 chances in a minute 21 to get the 6 points on the board here, Javi.
And of course, the Wolverines would like nothing better than to keep him out of the end zone, but Gilpin with some nifty running, a 5-yard run to the corner of the end zone, and that'll extend the Patriots' lead.
And a good block there by number 1, Mike Gonzaki, able to bring the defender in and seal him, allowing the edge to be sealed, and Gilpin to get around that to set up the easy run for the quarterback and put another 6 points for Veteran Memorial. So the quarterback, you know, is responsible for all these points on the boards right now.
And he has 3 with his legs and 2 with his arms, and the extra point is a low liner, but it'll be just over the crossbar, and that'll be good. So minute 10 remaining before the half. The Wolverines about to receive, and it's been the Veteran Memorial's Patriots show tonight as they lead 34-3.
You know, and then a chance for the defense to collect themselves here with a minute 10. You're hoping that that offense can go ahead and march the ball downfield with a 2-minute offense. They do have 1 timeout remaining, Javi.
Right.
And so depending on what happens here on the kickoff, we'll see what the Memorial Wolverines decide to do.
Well, the Wolverines are definitely going to try to attack, I believe. You know, Robert, at this point in juncture, you need to keep attacking. You need to keep showing the kids that, hey, we're not out of it. We got to keep plugging away, and something good will happen with hard work and dedication. So the Wolverines are trying to get something going before the half. Of course, the scoreboard in favor of the Veterans Memorial as we are heading to the last couple of minutes here in the second quarter.
70 seconds on the clock here as we get the kickoff. Short kickoff up the field. Muffed and then picked up, it looks like, by Veterans Memorial. It's not exactly what you wanted to see here.
A mad scramble. The ball, as you call it, an oblong greased pig. It took a funny hop. It went off the receiver's kneecap, it appeared, and he was just not able to recover after that. 3 Veterans Memorial against 1 Wolverine on that mad scramble, and of course 3-1. The odds were in Memorial's favor, Veterans Memorial, and they will recover and have excellent field position right before this half ends.
So the defense had about 4 seconds to collect themselves, Javi.
Yeah.
And quickly back onto the field after that kickoff. You know, not exactly what they were planning. And so very important, you know, minute here in 6 seconds for the defense and Memorial to at least save some face and go in there and say, hey, we got them on a stop here, and let's come out fighting the second half.
And we'll see what turn of events happen after that turnover. Well, minute 6, as you mentioned, the Patriots are going to continue to put up more points on the board, and Gilpin finds a receiver streaking on the post pattern, and that'll be just enough for a touchdown. A 29-yard strike that time from Gilpin to Mikey Garcia, and I think that's something we've heard too often tonight.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. So you just said 3 on the ground, 2 in the air. Well, let's make that 3 on the ground, 3 in the air. He wants to keep an even number there before the half goes in. But 6 touchdowns by Gilpin here, putting 40 points for the Patriots as we're waiting here this extra point.
You know, we've read about him. People have talked about him, and he's a very good quarterback. You know, they say he's the best quarterback in the Valley, and what we're seeing tonight, he's definitely earning that award again. He's a real deal. He's a tough customer, and unfortunately, he's on the opposite sidelines this evening.
So it's about 8 seconds there to score. It took him about 8 seconds to run that play after that kickoff that was muffed there by the kick returner. And here we go again. They get back on the field. It looks as if we're just watching a replay here now. And 58 seconds before the half finishes here, Javi.
Yeah, well, let's see what the Wolverines can do here. And you know, and it's something, Robert, to get beat. It's something to get beat, but what you want to avoid are these kind of mental mistakes towards the end of the half, where you lose a bit of focus and you know you turn the ball over, give up a score that you shouldn't have. And these are, you know, the school of hard knocks, if you will. It's a learning curve. It's something the Wolverines don't have that distinct advantage of doing this year as many other school teams do. One non-district game, they're thrown into the fire against possibly the best team in the district, So, you know, it's baptism by fire tonight for the Wolverines football team in what is week 1 of District 16 5A Division 1.
So as you call them, the best team in the district, you know, Campbell's Texas High School football has them winning the district.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
I opened Alex Restaurant with the intention to give people in Brownsville and those who visit us a very unique experience in the area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alex and Raw, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Hino Gas is a proud supporter of Valley High School sports and academics. We encourage you to be prepared for the fall and winter season. Visit hinogas.com to get your propane discount. At Hino Gas, we're here to help. Call us today.
For over 65 years, VTX1 Companies has called South Texas home. And that means more to us than just being in a community. It means being part of the community. Through the good times and the hard times, celebrating every triumph, and lending a helping hand whenever we can. From farm to city and neighbor to neighbor, VTX1 Companies is there, bringing friends, families, businesses, and communities closer together. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
This close.
We're this close.
We are this close of wanting to making history.
This close to changing the world.
We are this close.
This close.
This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again. This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
The Harlingen Downtown District has a bit of everything, my friends, and here's an invitation for you to visit and experience a friendly environment with a taste of local business and a variety of shopping, dining, and entertainment throughout the year. Vintage shops loaded with collectibles from the past, dining that caters to all, boutiques, quilting, salons, live entertainment, and don't forget on the first Saturday of each month on Jackson Street and Art Night the last Friday of the month. It's the Harlingen Downtown District, and the invitation is for you. Shop Downtown Harlingen today.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
I opened Alex Restaurant with the intention to give people in Brownsville and those who visit us a very unique experience in the area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alex Restaurant, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Hino Gas is a proud supporter of Valley High School sports and academics. We encourage you to be prepared for the fall and winter season. Visit hinogas.com to get your propane discount. At Hino Gas, we're here to help. Call us today.
For over 65 years, VTX1 Companies has called South Texas home. And that means more to us than just being in a community. It means being part of the community. Through the good times and the hard times, celebrating every triumph and lending a helping hand whenever we can. From farm to city and neighbor to neighbor, VTX1 Companies is there, bringing friends, families, businesses, and communities closer together. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
This close.
We're this close.
We are this close of wanting to making history.
This close to changing the world.
We are this close.
This close.
This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again. This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
The Harlingen Downtown District has a bit of everything, my friends, and here's an invitation for you to visit and experience a friendly environment with a taste of local business and a variety of shopping, dining, and entertainment throughout the year. Vintage shops loaded with collectibles from the past, dining that caters to all, boutiques, quilting, salons, live entertainment, and don't forget about market days on the first Saturday of each month on Jackson Street and Art Night the last Friday of the month. It's the Harlingen Downtown District, and the invitation is for you. Shop Downtown Harlingen today.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
I opened Alex Restaurant with the intention to give people in Brownsville and those who visit us a very unique experience in the area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alexandria, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Hino Gas is a proud supporter of Valley High School sports and academics. We encourage you to be prepared for the fall and winter season. Visit hinogas.com to get your propane discount. At Hino Gas, we're here to help. Call us today.
Congratulations to Wolverine Dazzler of the Week, Senior Alyssa Gonzalez. Nestor Cano, Wolverine Band Student of the Week, sponsored by Mr. Trino Medina of Alamo, a proud supporter of PSJA Athletics. And mighty congratulations to Wolverine Dazzler of the Week, Senior Alyssa Gonzalez, sponsored by Hernandez Driving School of FAR, a proud supporter of PSJA Athletics. And now, ladies and gentlemen, PSJA Memorial Early College High School proudly presents the Beauties of Alamo, the 2018-2019 award-winning Dazzlers. The Dazzlers are under the direction of Miss Eileen Ozuna and Assistant Director Ms. Maribel Martinez. For tonight's performance, the Dazzlers are joined by Alamo Middle School Bajorettes, directed by Miss Candice Trevino. Officers are Lieutenant Alejandra Vasquez, Lieutenant Cassandra Sanchez, Second Captain Leila Barrientos, First Captain Karen Rodriguez, Major Vivian Garza, and Audie Murphy Middle School Emeralds, directed by Janie Sanchez and Assistant Director Karina Casares. Officers are Lieutenant Danica Escobedo, Lieutenant Caricia Tovar, Second Captain Miabela Gutierrez, First Captain Frida Trigos, Major Mariana Davila, and now our Dazzler 2018-2019 officers are Junior Lieutenant Monique Cavazos, Senior Lieutenant Michaela Trevino, Senior Second Captain Giselle Lopez, Senior First Captain Rebecca Ramirez, and Senior Major Alyssa Gonzalez. The officers would like to recognize the following Dazzler for their dedication, enthusiasm, and determinations. Congratulations to our Dazzler of the Week, Ariana Solis. Tonight, the Dazzlers, Bajorettes, and Emeralds will perform a jazz routine to the hit song, Walking on Sunshine. Ladies and gentlemen, the award-winning PSJ Memorial Dazzlers, Alamo Bajorettes, and Audie Murphy Emeralds. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the 2018-2019 PSJA Memorial Early College High School Mighty Green Machine Band. Head drum major is Adrienne Pena, and assistant drum major is Isabel Pineda. Color guard captains are Nestor Cano and Bianca Davila. Band member of the week is Nestor Cano. We proudly present the first parts of our 2018 UIL show, I Am, We Are. Our show focuses on the strength of many individuals coming together to form an amazing team. It brings to mind the insightful quote by business leader Andrew Carnegie, "Teamwork is the ability to work together towards a common vision. It is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results."
For over 65 years, VTX1 Companies has called South Texas home. And that means more to us than just being in a community. It means being part of the community. Through the good times and the hard times, celebrating every triumph and lending a helping hand whenever we can. From farm to city and neighbor to neighbor, VTX1 Companies is there, bringing friends, families, businesses, and communities closer together. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
We are this close.
We're this close.
We are this close.
Long third down here for the Wolverines.
It will be a long third down as we see Adrian Garza, number 1, come in with the play call. Their Wolverines are sitting right at midfield, right at the 50-yard line. They need to get all the way to the Veterans Patriots 44-yard line. So big third down upcoming right here for Munoz and the offense, and it'll be a fake. Good pickup by Sanchez once again on a defender. Sat him down, but after that, it's Munoz who's pushed down to the ground. That'll be an incomplete pass, so it'll be 4th and 7 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, no, just nowhere to go there, so just smart play by the quarterback to throw it out of bounds. Sanchez did pick up the rusher, but on the other side, you got penetration by the defensive line, putting pressure on Munoz, unable to go anywhere with that ball, and now here we are setting up for a punt.
Yeah, the Veterans with a blitz put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and that does force the Wolverines to punt. It's a good punt. It's going to roll out of bounds inside the 20-yard line.
And right now, let's go ahead and send it down there.
We're here on the field with Karina de los Santos. She's one of the cheerleaders, the co-captain. Karina, what are you guys getting ready for?
Well, we're getting ready for our UAL competition season. Right now we're showing a lot of spirit and trying to hype up our boys for the games. We're doing a lot of shoulder stands, elevators, extensions, so we're just having a good time here tonight, and we're getting ready for our season. Wolverines.
Back to you guys.
And thank you there, Pedro. Of course, he was talking to...
The beauty of football here in South Texas, it's not just the boys out there playing. You know, you have the band, you have the dance team, you got your cheerleaders, and you got your family, your support here. You got teachers. You got all sorts of support from the community, and that's what PSJA is all about.
And on second down, Gilpin back to work, fires it out, hits his receiver in the flat, and he quickly runs down the sideline. That'll be about a 10-yard pickup, and the Patriots pick up right where they left off in the first half, moving the chains.
Yeah, that offense is still firing in all cylinders, hasn't missed a beat yet, and the receiver there quickly gets upfield. Defenders underestimating the speed of the receiver as he's able to get those 10 yards for that first down.
And Gilpin, of course, predominantly in the shotgun formation. He gives it to the running back right up the middle. Big seam, but that may be due to holding as a penalty is called. And the running back keeps bouncing off defenders. Of course, that is Danny Cantu, number 24, with a fine run. But let's see what the penalty is.
Holding on the offense, number 60. 10 yards from the previous spot. We'll replay first down.
And that number 60 with his hands up in the air like I didn't do anything. But, you know, he gets the dirty laundry there on that play, causing the Memorial Veterans to lose that big chunk of yards gained by Daniel Cantu, and costing them another 10-yard penalty, setting up first and about 20 here, Javi.
Yeah, they'll lose 10 right there, but in reality, it's about a 20-yard penalty if you take away the play. And on the evening, Robert, that is 50 penalty yards on the Veteran Memorial Patriots football team.
Yeah, and that's, you know, you talked about not counting those yards that are lost on that play. We had that long touchdown that was called back from that block by number 61.
So Gilpin on 1st and 20 wings it out, a wide open receiver, and he's going to maneuver his way all the way to the 40-yard line, and that'll be enough for a first down. They needed 20. They picked up 23, so Gilpin does a good job being patient in the pocket, finds an open receiver, and after that, it's just a mad dash for a first down.
And they're just the linebacker loses track of the back in the backfield as he goes out into the flats. And you said, Javi, nobody went out to cover him, so an easy pitch and catch and gained about 23 yards, setting up 1st and 10 here for the Mission Veterans.
And Mission Veterans will have it 1st and 10 from their own 40. Gilpin looking deep, fires, finds an open man right at midfield. That is number 1 with the reception, and he motors down to the Wolverines' 35-yard line. That was A.J. Gonzaque with the reception and run.
Yeah, no, it's just a phenomenal job that the receivers for Mission Veterans are doing, getting open and finding those spots where Gilpin can just throw it to them, and is really not being challenged by the defensive backs on these plays where they're gaining these big chunks of yards.
Yeah, they're very crafty receivers. They seem to sit in open spots, as you mentioned, and Gilpin does a good job of locating them, does a good job of throwing the ball, and that time he overthrew his receiver. The receiver had beat the defender, but the ball sails a bit too far to the sideline, and that'll be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, no, he had half the foot inside and half foot outside. That's why they called it incomplete. Good call by the official, the line judge over here. But you know, a really good pass by Gilpin, just unable to connect with his receiver. Fortunate for the Wolverines. Now they're setting up 2nd and 10 here. The spread attack offense for the Mission Veterans been very successful tonight, Javi.
Yeah, they need to put a bit more pressure on the quarterback. And a shovel pass right up the middle, big gaping hole. And the runner is flipped over, fine tackle, but of course not until that's about a 15-yard pickup, and the Patriots are on the roll once again.
Yeah, and the quarterback drawing that offense to the side as he's scrambling out to the left and pitches it quick on a quick trap back inside to the running back, and he's able to get those big yards. Now setting up 1st and 10. Again, this offense not missing a beat here, Javi. Another handoff to number 24, takes it up the middle, and a big chunk of yard, about 15 yards on that play by number 24. That again, Daniel Cantu picking up a 1st down, setting up 1st and goal here on the 5, Javi.
It will be 1st and goal for the Patriots, the visiting Patriots. You know, that offense is very tough. You know, the Wolverines with their hands full, but the Wolverines got to dig deep right here, Robert. They got to dig deep. They got to come up with a defensive stop. They got to figure something out, and there's a loose ball, and that is a turnover, a great turnover event, and the Wolverines are coming off the field exuberant. They shut down the Patriots on their opening possession of the 2nd half.
Exuberant is exactly the vocabulary that we're looking here on that play, Javi, as they're able to get something here. Bad snap to Gilpin. Good cut by that defender there, setting up his playmakers to pick up the ball and get the ball back to his home team. That's number 40 for the Wolverines, falling on the ball, Robert Gomez.
To Sanchez, he tries to get around the left side of the defense. He does. He breaks it right back up the middle, picks up some of the penalty yards, but it'll be a lengthy 2nd down coming up for the Wolverines.
Yeah, no, you know, very wisely keeping it on the ground there as the defenders were ready for that long pass. And so Sanchez is able to get some more yards there. 2nd and about, we're looking here 14, and Wolverines trying to turn something positive into a bigger positive to put points on the board. Right now, though, they're deep in their own territory, so they want to make sure they don't give them the ball there.
And actually, that was number 9 with his first carry, Tavis Sane for the Wolverines. And Munoz drops back, a penalty flag thrown. He's going to try to get it to his receiver down the sideline, and that ball sails out of bounds. So we'll see what the penalty is here on 2nd down.
And it was almost like a free play, as they're going to call a, you know, defensive over the line of scrimmage there.
Offsides, number 90 on the defense. 5 yards from the previous spot. We'll replay 2nd down.
Yeah, he was well past the neutral zone right there before the snap, so almost a free play there. Unfortunately, they're not able to capitalize, but they still get another 5 yards, setting up 2nd and 9 here for the Wolverines, Javi.
Yeah, in a much better situation. 9 yards to pick up for a 1st down. Of course, it's 2nd down after the penalty. Munoz with a man in motion. That'll put 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. And Munoz gets it hiked right before the play clock expired. A minimal gain of about a couple yards. And again, that is number 9 filling in for Joaquin Sanchez. And that is Tavis Sane, the senior, getting some duty in the backfield.
Yeah, no, I think they're just giving Sanchez a quick breather here as he was doing a lot of the work here to start off the 1st half. And he trots back out there on the field So they're very dangerous. Joaquin Sanchez back in the backfield for the Wolverines as they get set here on a 3rd and 7.
It will be 3rd and 7 as you mentioned, and this is a big play right here. The Wolverines got to get something going offensively. Their defense just saved them from giving up more points. Let's see if the offense can get it going. A good pass. He avoids one defender. Can't avoid the next. He's going to fall about 2 yards short of a first down. And let's see if Uribe is going to gamble here and go for it on 4th and short.
That's going to be a very dangerous gamble if he does take it. You know, they're deep in their territory. But, Javi, they only need 2 yards. 41-3 here. And it looks as if they sent their punt coverage team onto the field.
Right. I think it's just where the position of the ball is, where it's at their own, inside their own 25-yard line. So it is a punt for the Wolverines. The return man fields it at the 40, and he is met quickly. So great special teams work right there by the Wolverines. Adrian Garza with the tackle, and that'll force the Patriots to start from their own 38-yard line.
That's a really good play there on 4th down on that punt. You know, pushes them beyond their own 50. So here we see the punt, just a low line drive. It's going to dribble off onto the field, bounce, and before you know it, the defender, keeping his eye down, gets tackled quickly by the coverage team.
He almost forced a fumble right there. That would have been great for the special teams. And on 1st down, Gilpin using his legs all the way down to the Wolverines' 12-yard line. So another big pickup by Gilpin and the Patriots offense.
Once again, another wonderful job by those receivers for veterans, finding that open spot. This time he finds it in the mid to deep zone in the middle. Nobody there to number 80. 1st and 10 here, no huddle.
That's about a 47-yard reception on that play. And on 1st down, they give it to the running back. The defense does a better job. They've defended the run well when it's to a running back. It just seems when Gilpin decides to run on his own is when the containment is not there for the Wolverine defense.
Yeah, and here we go with the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. This was a quick 3rd quarter, Javi.
Yes, it was.
And, you know, again, Patriots are dictating the momentum and the pace here on the field tonight.
And on the ensuing play, it's a run up the middle. And as we mentioned, once again, good, solid, fundamental defense. The Wolverines give up a couple yards, but not much more than that. It'll be 3rd down from the Wolverines' 5-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3. And here we see on the replay just a good job by the defense collapsing on the ball carrier. And that was big old number 99, Aaron Salazar, the junior, making a fine tackle.
And here we go. We see the snap. Just a quick toss, fade, pass, fight for the ball. Incomplete. Well defended by the defender for the Wolverines. And it was just a little fade pattern there. Just a pitch, catch. But a great job by the defense. And the field goal unit comes on for Mission Veterans. So the defense holds them off here. 4-point turnover if they don't get the 7 points up there.
Yeah, I tell you what, Robert. Coach Uribe has got to be very, very pleased with his defense on these opening 2 possessions by the Patriots. You know, the first time they forced a fumble. This time they kept them out of the end zone. I'd be happy just to give up 3 points to this very solid offense that comes from Mission Veterans Memorial, and that was almost blocked. And they're going to say it is no good. So once again, the Wolverine defense does its job. That will conclude a rapid 3rd quarter. We will head to the 4th quarter, and we're going to flip sides. We're going to go from the north side to the south.
And Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's forever memories, antiques, and collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Man in motion. And Munoz looks. He's trying to go deep. He has a man. He's got a step. And a great defensive effort right there by number 14. Number 4, Munoz had it.
During the third quarter, and the offense is getting adventurous. They're throwing the ball, so they're trying to catch up a little bit. Let's see what we have in store for the last quarter. Back to you guys.
Thank you there, Pedro. And almost a big play right there, Robert. Almost a big play. Just, you know, almost had it. Almost had it. Just a better play by the defensive secondary. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Almost the same setup as first down. As a first down play, Munoz asked for it. This time it'll be a give up the middle, and that's not fooling anybody. In fact, that'll be a 2-yard loss. So the Wolverines almost had a sensational play, and then on second down, lose a couple of yards.
Yeah, no, you know, on the previous play, you got a simple goal pattern by the receiver, and just a little bit of miscommunication from the quarterback to the receiver causes that pass to be incomplete. That sets up the defense to go ahead and read the next play there, Javi. Expecting the run from Joaquin Sanchez. They pile it up in the middle, and they stuff him for a 1-yard loss. Now we got a 3rd and about 12 here, and the Wolverines are deep in their own territory.
Yeah, let's see if the Wolverines can overcome this 12-yard play, and they're going to try to go deep again. And a lot of pushing and shoving, and finally they say they throw a flag, and that was Michael Munoz who had a step on his defender, and shoving is going to result in an interference penalty against the visiting Veterans Memorial team.
And you know, we haven't touched upon it up here. They've been letting them play for the most part, but we'll get the call down on the field, and you're absolutely right. Pass interference here.
Number 14 on the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. It's an automatic first down.
And so, Javi, let's, you know, we talked about all the contact that's being made down there, and they've been, for the most part, letting these boys play, but definitely it was about time they got the call there, and, you know, a little bit too much contact by number 14.
Right. Yeah, he definitely impeded his progress, kept him from making the reception, so good call. It'll be a new set of downs. They move the ball all the way up to the 34-yard line, and let's see if Munoz and the Wolverine team can take advantage of that. A stumble in the backfield, but then a good burst of running, and he's off to the races, and finally gets dragged down at the 47-yard line, and that's again Sanchez with a fine bit of running for the Wolverines.
No, that's your workhorse there, Javi. You're going to give the rock to him, and he's going to do what he's been taught to do all his football life here, and we see the replay here, just a simple handoff, a little trip up the middle, but then it gathers his footing, jumps over the defender there, and just pounds the rock forward for that first down for the Wolverines.
I believe that was a 15-yard run by Sanchez. So they cross midfield, do the Wolverines, trying to get themselves into the end zone for the first time this season. And there's a long pass. Munoz had a step on him again. And, of course, that was Orlando Munoz trying to find Michael Munoz.
So that's the next time, another goal route again by Munoz. This time Munoz a little gassed on that other one and able to get the ball, as we see here on the replay. A wonderful job by the lineman, chopping the defensive lineman, letting Munoz have the time to throw the ball, and just a little out of the reach of his receiver, but wide open was that number 4, Michael Munoz.
They've gone back to that play several times. I'm sure before the night's over, they're going to hit it, and they're going to hit it big. But right now it'll be 2nd and 10. It's a give to number 9, Tavis Sane, and he does a good job of running right there. He'll pick up about 10 yards on the play, and that might be just enough for a first down.
And I believe they are going to mark it just a little bit short, but a little bit of thunder and lightning for Memorial there as they give the ball to Sane. Here we see the replay. He's trying to get the edge there, able to get the edge. Very fortunate that there was no horse call on that, and very fortunate that there was no injury there, as we do see the pull on that jersey. But a 3rd and short here with 9:56 left in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, Sane comes in to relieve Sanchez, picks up 9 yards on that play. So a very manageable 3rd down coming up for the Wolverine offense. And the give is around the right side of the defensive front. And I'm not sure if he got it. Sane should have tried to cut upfield a little bit sooner. He tried to stretch out the defense, was unable to. And I believe he lost about half a yard, so it'll be 4th down for the Wolverines.
Yeah, and maybe just a little bit of inexperience there by the receiver carrying the ball there as he doesn't go north and south.
PSJA Memorial, they're first.
And the coach is calling a timeout here to talk it over on 4th and about 2. But the defense going left to right, east to west, is going to have a chance to catch their breath here. And expecting the ball to be handed off to number 25, Joaquin. Expect them to plug up the middle very heavily on this next play, Javi.
Yeah, the Wolverines call a timeout. They got to come up with a big play right here. It's 4th and 2. And, you know, let's see what Uribe and the offense come up with here. Do they give it to Sanchez? You know, Sanchez is their bread and butter man. He's the one that's been a workhorse tonight. Or do they rely on Munoz to pick it up with his arm?
Yeah, and so now here they go. They get on the field. They've got the play lined up. They know what they want to call. They might expect maybe trying to draw them offsides here, Javi.
That could be another possibility right there. There's 20 seconds remaining on the play clock. So a lot of clock to play with. And it's a give up the middle. And that'll be enough for a 1st down. So an excellent job of play calling and a much better job by that offensive line, opening up a huge hole for Sanchez.
And once again, Sanchez doing it with his legs, Javi, as he's able to choose and pick his hole that he wants to run on. The line gets stuffed up in the middle. He just sidestepped here, as we see on the replay. Nothing doing in the middle, just sidesteps a little bit off to the right-hand side, goes forward, and picks up the yardage needed to get that 1st down.
And that is the 2nd 1st down of this possession, and the Wolverines are sneaking closer and closer to that end zone. And Munoz fires it, floats it up the middle, just overthrows his receiver.
And then here we go. Let's go ahead and throw it down to our sideline reporter, Pedro Leja. Take it away, please.
Yes, guys, back on the field. You know, the Wolverines are trying to make things happen. Michael Uribe is looking a little bit more aggressive, throwing the ball. So right now, the quarterback, Muniz, is making things happen together with Mr. Joaquin Sanchez. So let's hope for the best, and hopefully they can score on this drive. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Pedro. And you know, Pedro has a good point. You know, they're attacking. They're attacking. The Wolverines are attacking. They're trying to make the best out of their opportunities, but that penalty hurt them right there. That, you know, those are sometimes drive killers. It's hard to overcome a 10-yard penalty, and it'll be 1st and 20 for the Wolverines. And Munoz drifts off to his left, rolls out to his left, fires, finds a man open. So finally Munoz able to connect with the receiver, and that'll get most of the penalty yards back.
Yeah, no, and you're absolutely right. And this time that was a timer out pattern by Oviedo, number 10, and good timing from Munoz to Oviedo. But Pedro Leja, you know, here we see the replay. Munoz rolls out to his left, finds a wide open Oviedo on the sideline, able to get both feet in bounds, and steps out of bounds there. Should have probably blown the whistle a little sooner, so we wouldn't have to take that extra contact. But what we're seeing here, Javi, is the Wolverines going back to their fundamentals, and the fundamentals are able to move the ball forward and get those 1st downs here on this drive.
Yeah, they're looking a lot better both offensively and defensively. Munoz with the prior pass completion has 60 yards throwing on the evening. You know, last week Munoz had 114 yards passing. So let's see if he can get back up over the 100-yard mark tonight, and the Wolverines may need a passing play here as they are going to face a 3rd and 6 from the Patriots 30-yard line.
And here we see the replay. Just a quick give there to number 25, Joaquin Sanchez, who's been doing a lot of the work for the Wolverines tonight. That offensive line doing an excellent job opening those holes on this series, Javi. And now we got a 3-receiver set up on top, 1 receiver on the bottom. Joaquin Sanchez lined up to the left.
And let's see if they give it to Sanchez, who needs 4 more yards to get over the century mark. Instead, it's going to be a pass, a wide open receiver. And just not able to connect. You know, his Munoz's rhythm is off a little bit tonight, just not able to connect. Number 4, Michael Munoz, was wide open. The ball sails out of bounds, so that'll be a 4th down coming up. And, of course, the Wolverines will be going for it.
And you chalk that up back to, we were just talking about fundamentals. You talk about footwork for the quarterback. And the quarterback has enough time in that pocket to settle down. He's got his receiver open. All he's got to set down his right, left foot, and then toss. But he's throwing on the motion. That ball sails high, Javi.
And there is a man in motion here on 4th down. And Munoz fires. He does hit a receiver. Let's see if he can turn upfield. I don't know if he turned upfield quick enough. And once again, that east-west movement isn't going to get him the extra yards that he needs. It's going to be very close. I do believe he just got enough. He had to get to the 24. And here we see on the replay, just a good toss right there to Adrian Garza. He's trying to fight for that yardage, and they will give it to him. Wolverine, 1st down.
And good spot by the officials there. As we saw in the replay, he does catch that ball at the 24-yard line, and that's where they mark it, and that's just enough for the 1st down, and sets up another series here for the Wolverines.
And the Wolverines continue to move the ball. They continue to eat up clock, and those are 2 positive things on the evening. And a big-time run right up the middle by Sanchez. That'll definitely get him over the 100-yard mark, and that'll put the Wolverines into a 2nd and short situation.
And this is really what the Wolverine football is about, is just the ground and pound. And they open up the air game by setting up the ground game. And they do that with their workhorse, Joaquin Sanchez, as we see here on the replay. And a lot of credit, to that offensive line and to Sanchez, who's taking this team on their back and, trying to get something positive before this night's over.
And on 2nd down, the give is up the middle once again, a crease. And the running back, Sanchez, is able to sneak through there. He should have more than enough for a 1st down. So the Wolverines inching closer and closer. Another set of new downs. They get all the way to the Patriots' 12-yard line.
And substitutions for the veterans as they get a little gassed there. But here we see the replay why they're getting gassed. Joaquin Sanchez is making this guy's work to bring him down, as he's able to elude 1 or 2 tacklers and still pound the ball forward. Now we go here, 1st and 10, and they have another opportunity to get a 1st down before they get to the end zone, Javi.
You're correct, and let's see if the Wolverines can get in the end zone. They're going to go for it on 1st down, and once again, Munoz just not in sync with his receiver. Overshoots him. It'll bring up a 2nd down. Of course, Robert, the Wolverines have not found the end zone so far this year. They have a couple of field goals, so the Wolverines would like nothing better than to get it into that pay dirt.
Absolutely right there, Javi. That'd be a great exclamation point for the night. It's been a long night for both teams here, and as we get set up, here's the snap to Joaquin one more time.
And Joaquin puts his shoulder pads down and flexes his muscles and gets all the way to the 6-yard line. So another good run right there by Sanchez. And you can see his vision. His eyes are just scanning the defense and just trying to find some hole.
Yeah, and loses his footing there because that defender just flew by him. If he's able to keep his footing, I guarantee you he's going to put, scramble in there for those extra 5 yards and score the 1st touchdown for the Wolverines. But here they go, knocking on the door, 3rd and about 4.
It'll be 3rd and 4 from the 5-yard line, 6-yard line. And the give is up the middle, and he came very close. He got to the 1-yard line. So the Wolverines will have 1st and goal from the Patriots 1-yard line with 4:28 remaining in the ballgame.
And here we see the replay. Joaquin Sanchez doing the work all this series this time around. Unable to cross that line of scrimmage as he reaches in over with his hand, but unfortunately the ball's got to cross, break that plane.
Yeah, the ball's got to cross the plane. They were a yard away, folks, from scoring their initial touchdown, their 1st touchdown of the season, and it's a given. Who better to give it to than to Sanchez? He deserves that, and that is a big touchdown for the PSJA Memorial Wolverines, folks. A 1-yard plunge by Joaquin Sanchez.
And hats off there to the coaching staff. I'm bringing it back here to the fundamentals of Wolverine football, and that was a wonderful series for them this time around with that exclamation point that we talked about being the 6 points on the board now. The score 9-41 with this extra point waiting.
And the extra point is up, and it is good. So with a score 41-10, we're going to shoot it back down to the sidelines.
So after all, the Wolverines decided to give the ball to Joaquin Sanchez, so he ran over the 100-yard mark today on tonight's game, and also he scored the first touchdown of the season for the Wolverines. So the score right now, 41-10 in favor of the visiting Mission Veterans Patriots. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Pedro. So if we look at our stats here, provided by our staff here behind us, Damian and John, when the Wolverines had a total of 90 yards in the half, they've upped that total to a total of 202 yards of offense. So a good job bouncing back after that rough first quarter. And they're going to kick this ball back to the veterans. And, you know, we know that they might be full of trickery here as they've gone for a fake punt, squib kicks. So they're keeping this game very exciting, Javi.
Yes, they have. It's a much better second half. The first half, the Wolverines, I think they want to just throw that video away. No, throw it away. Put it in the trash can. Never look at it again. What you want to look at is the second half. Their heart, their desire to play well, it has shown. You know, they're playing good, inspired football, and this is what we've come to know in the last, couple of years. The Wolverines last year were turning the season around. Let's see if they can do it again this season.
Yeah, and exactly what we just talked about. A little squib kick there. You had a couple of veterans touch that ball, and unfortunately it didn't bounce the Wolverines' way as they're able to fall in at about the 35, 36-yard line. And they're giving the ball back to the very dangerous Landry Gilpin and this explosive spread attack offense that Mission Veterans brought over to PSJA DHR Health Field tonight.
Well, that's a question right there. Will they continue to go with their starting unit with Gilpin, or will they give some other people opportunities to play? And on first down, a pass is caught by number 85. That is Juan Resendez, the junior, getting into the action.
And that was number 18, Ramses Flores, the quarterback for the veterans. You're absolutely right. You got a new signal caller here for that offense. And Ramses Flores able to get his pass caught by his receiver for an 7-yard gain, setting up second and about 3.
So Flores picks up right where Gilpin left off. Pass completion, and this time Flores elects to keep it. He's more of a bruising quarterback, and he carries a pile for about couple yards. He'll be about half a yard short to a good 4 yard short of a first down.
And gets up a little limpy there, but getting ready for the call here. They're only going to need about half a yard for that first down. You're not going to get a lot of juke from number 18 here, Ramses. He's just going to go ahead and just drive it down your throat there if you're not careful. So the defense is setting up here.
And the defense trying to attack, and they do a great job at the line of scrimmage. They dominated the line of scrimmage on that play. No gain. So a fourth down coming up for the Veterans Memorial and the Wolverines.
And you got to credit the defense here for making that wonderful play. But they did have the opportunity to catch their breath, because that drive prior to that took plenty of time off the clock and allowed them to regroup. And now they have an opportunity to stop the veterans here on 4th and short.
And on 4th and short, before we do have the fourth down play, we have a couple of penalty flags.
And it looks like they're going to move the veterans about 5 yards back on a false start here.
False start, number 64 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still fourth down.
So let's see if this changes the coach's mind for the Veterans Memorial team here, as they now face a 4th and about 7, 4th and 6 here, Javi.
Yeah, and the key is that they got pushed back inside their own 40-yard line. So I don't know if they want to risk the fact that if they don't pick it up, the Wolverines are going to have great field position. But it appears they're going for it. Good snap. Quarterback sits in the pocket. He fires it deep. The receiver adjusts tremendously, and that is just a great job by the receiver. That is number 13 on an underthrown ball. Number 13 comes back to make the reception, and that is Eddie Vasquez, the junior.
So a gutsy call by the coaches on our visiting side, and a well-thrown ball. You said it's a little short, so the receiver is able to adjust to it. Our defensive player here on this end also had an opportunity to it, but was on the wrong side of the receiving end there as the receiver fights the ball away from him, and veterans able to get up a first down here in Wolverine territory.
And it was a big first down. They move it all the way to the Wolverines' 26-yard line. And as you said all night, the defense for the Wolverines, they you know, they're kind of hit or miss. There's times where they look very solid. They look very stout defensively, but then they give up a big play. They need to get more consistency from that defensive front, allowing the secondary of more ample time to have better coverage.
Yeah, and the coaches for the visiting team up to about the numbers. They're trying to get the play in. And, you know, now they face the second and about 12, 1 minute left here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, time is running out, and that's probably why they went out there to the numbers to be able to get their offense into the victory formation. And Robert, you know, PSJA Memorial, they're playing hard. They're playing well, but they've run into what I think are two teams that could very well challenge for district championships.
And, you know, I'm going to use the term you use. There's two teams that seem like buzzsaws in their respective district. And, you know, hopefully they can rebound from this one because, you know, one game does not make a season.
No, it does not.
And they got plenty of grit, plenty of fight in them, as we saw them come out in the second half, and they can carry the second half momentum up to their next district game next week.
Well, thank you, Robert. I thank Damian and John for helping out in the booth. And with the final score 41-10, we're going to send it down to Pedro.
Thank you, guys. And well, you see it, the final score 41-10. That is the first victory for the Mission veterans on the season, and it's a very good victory because it's a district 16-5A Division I win. Tomorrow night, the PSJA Bears are going to host Corpus Christi King. Let's remember that last week the Bears lost versus Flor Bluff in Corpus Christi. The game is set to start tomorrow at 7:30. And of course, you can watch it here with us at KTRI PSJA ASD on YouTube channel. Thank you for everything and see you guys tomorrow.